as usual, I'm always trying to do something goofy with this computer. One of these days, Pedro, when you come through, you're gonna see this setup I have here. It's ridiculous. You're gonna look at it like, what the hell? There's a
Like
monitors here,
ridiculous,
monitors there.
like ridiculous. Like you have monitors and cameras and all kinds of shit, don't you?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, see, that would
It's
that's awesome, man.
it's a
I'd
lot
be
of money. It's a lot of money. A
well,
lot
but
of
you're
money.
a big deal now, Hannibal. See,
You're a big deal.
you know, I don't know if you know this or not. For those of you that don't know, let me give you guys a little. You know, Hannibal is on the come up right now, so he's got to invest in his brand and his what he's got going on. So I'm sure it's a delightful setup. I'm sure
It's still. I mean, it's I like it. It's working for me. The only problem I have is that I haven't locked the door or had like a special security lock. And anytime I mention that, my chick gets annoyed. But she will literally walk in, headphones on. I am editing the video, hating life, and
yeah.
she'll come in. I gotta talk to you about the boy. The boy needs this. I need that, and I'm like, Carla, I have headphones on. And then she gives me an attitude. She's probably driving home from work listening to this right now. So, hey, Carla, what's going on?
Listen, first off, shout out to Carla. Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, that does delay the editing process, I'm sure, when you get interrupted.
Oh, absolutely.
I can
But they don't. Yeah, they don't care about that because Father's Day is coming up, right? And I don't know what you want, but what I want is peace and quiet. Like, leave me alone.
I was going
to
say the
happen.
same thing. I was going to say the same thing.
Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. It's not going to happen. It's impossible.
If I could like sleep in a little one day, not have anybody say "Poppy" or "Babe" or this or "Can you do," not have the phone go off for a little bit. If I could have like that and then like just roll out of bed, make some breakfast or some cereal, hop on the couch, and I'm back to watching The Sopranos for the third time. So if I could just do that and just watch Sopranos all day for Father's Day, that's a good day for me. That's what I like.
Ain't happening.
Yeah. It's not.
Let it go. I think I have to like barbecue that day. So it is what it is. It's still it's a cool day. Because fathers who don't necessarily ask for anything or much, really. Like I said, peace and quiet. People out there, the men out there that work sometimes without any kind of gratitude or thank you or appreciation. I think if you do have you still have your father around, I think it's important to really reach out to him, regardless of what day it is. Obviously, good. Tell him thanks. It's a lot that men go through, as we see some of the residual effects of men and what they're going through and all the crazy stuff. But I'm all over the place. So we got a lot to talk about, right? So got the NBA playoffs. Caitlyn Clark. Pedro was really upset about it. He talked about it on a channel about gig work. He was like, this is bullshit. And then I think he had a live stream. I don't know what's going on. They're fighting about pizza or they're fighting about delivering food. So I don't know what's going on.
It's been an interesting week, but I like it. It's been a fun, eclectic time on the main channel. But I definitely have an opinion on it. It's interesting. A lot of people do. Really want to hear yours. I really want to get your insight on it as somebody that is, from what I understand, kind of new into the WNBA and the whole women's basketball, right? You don't you're somebody that was following it before. So really, really interested to get your take on it. So
yeah. I want to say hi to everyone that's in the chat. I see Marion here, Bodacious. I see Dash Theory TV was going on. Cheeky Chops. I'm not gonna be mean. All right, so Caitlyn Clark.
Yeah, Caitlyn Clark.
I understand if this was the NBA and once in a lifetime player comes in, let's say when Wembley comes in, Wembyama, right? Comes in there and he's American, right? Because he's French, so it doesn't matter. But what if he's American? And the Olympic team comes out, they have the whole squad, they have the LeBron, and you got KD, you got all these people, and Wemby didn't get in. Would we freak out or get really upset? Probably not, especially with the record, losing team. He looks great, but yeah, he's definitely probably going to be a once in a lifetime type of player, but we're not upset about it. But in the Caitlyn Clark, it's still, I think we're gonna be talking about this for another, I don't know, 2 months. Was it 40 games? It's not a lot of games, but we're gonna be talking about this for the rest of the season. There's so many things at play. There's race. I don't know if it's a gender thing, but I guess kind of. But it's women's basketball, and you remember women's basketball doesn't get that much attention, but it is now. But it's a lot of race. It's somehow conservatives have co-opted Caitlyn Clark as if, first of all, they didn't spend decades talking about how boring and terrible the sport is. Now all of a sudden, Caitlyn Clark is their hero. Then you got the other side that seemed to be a bit resentful for how much attention she's been having. Even if you watch basketball, so I'm wondering too, like, are the people who are doing the most criticism, are they watching the games, or is it just based on the headlines and what they see that they have this kind of reaction? So going back to what I was saying, so the NBA, we wouldn't be that surprised, right, or shocked or outraged.
I think you're right.
Caitlyn Clark is the only reason why most of us care about this league.
Yeah,
she transformed the college game in terms of that she was a bigger story than the men's. But she's a big deal. I don't know why people. It's not that difficult to understand. She's a big deal. She's on. Everyone talks about her. You know, she has the big endorsement deals. She should be on that team. Yes, this women's team beats all the team. It doesn't matter about competition. We're not talking about competition.
No, we're not.
She needs to be on that team. If the women's basketball want,
that's what your take is, that she should be on.
You got to put her on the team. You got to put her on the team. It's not, I don't know if I think, in my opinion, a lot of the people who run WNBA and a lot of women's professional basketball, they've been there for years and they've been grinding, and let's be honest, haven't been that successful of getting the game to be interesting or popular.
Yeah.
And this white chick comes in, throwing threes from, half court, and they do not like that. They're saying she needs to earn her stripes, and look at these other players. Yeah, but we don't care about, unfortunately, we don't care about them as much as we care about this woman that plays like Stephen Curry, and they don't want to embrace it. They don't. So they're going to make her do another 4 years. Hopefully she gets to a point where it's still relevant. I hope that she still plays in such a high level that they have to put her on the team.
Yeah.
But you can tell they're gatekeeping and they're losing potential promotion and money. Why would you shoot yourself in the foot? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I think gatekeeping is a really good word to use. Obviously, my opinion on it was a little more flamboyant than yours, because that's just how I am. But also, I've been watching women's basketball. I'm not an expert on it. I haven't been watching it since the inception, but I do remember when it started. Cheryl Swoops, Cheryl Cooper. I remember the comments. I think the name Houston Comets or something. They won the first two W. I have a little bit of history, right?
Yeah.
And I remember
my only player I remember, Rebecca Lobo.
Yeah. New York.
And Tina Thompson.
Lisa Leslie.
Yeah, she had these lips, man. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Tina Thompson has the lips. Lisa Leslie with the sparks. Shout out to Dash 3 TV. Appreciate that. So I've been watching WNBA and college basketball women's for a minute. I know the names. I remember Diana Taurasi was on the Olympic team as a rookie out of UConn, #1 pick. So, and Diana Taurasi's considered the GOAT of the league, all-time leading scorer, very good, won a couple championships, still playing. I think she's like 41 or 42.
Yeah.
Dropped 30 points last week. I mean, she's still a really good player, has a Kobe mentality mindset. They call her the white mamba. She's fantastic. But what I don't understand is, and we've talked about this on this channel before the whole Caitlyn Clark stuff was really popular. We talked, in conjunction with her, but we've talked WNBA. You talked about lowering the rims. I thought it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
We talked about women's basketball before, and how do we get them to be more exciting? How do we get people to watch? How do you get more women to watch? How do you get more men to watch?
Yeah.
And neither one of us really have the answer. Nobody has the answer because nobody's figured it out, clearly, and it's been over 20 years. So for me, it's odd because now the WNBA has been gifted a golden goose in their gatekeeping. They've been gifted somebody that broke the NCAA record, back-to-back national championships, is very good with the media. Caitlyn Clark's been fantastic with the media.
Oh yeah, saying all the right things.
Yeah, she's kind of like Steph Curry in that regard, or Jason Tatum. Like, she's Luka Doncic. She says the right thing. She carries herself very well. So they're gifted a golden goose that can play. She's not a bum. Okay, there's been other athletes that have been like a Tim Tebow type. That everybody loved Tim Tebow for certain reasons, but the guy was a bum, right? So she's not that. She's not Tim Tebow. So it's almost ironic and almost like hypocritical to say these women 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago are like, we want more money, we want equal pay. Why are we getting paid and not enough? Why do we have to go to Russia to go play and all these other places? We want more. We want more attention. Why aren't people watching us? The NBA supplementing the league. They're losing money. And then they basically have a ticket to increase everything. All the numbers they're breaking every record every game. Okay. The game that they played last week, the Fever played, might have been New York or somebody, had more people in attendance than game 1 of the NBA Finals. It's weird that they're gatekeeping in the way that they are. My opinion is there's a lot of hate and jealousy from the OGs of the league and the decision makers because they feel like she doesn't deserve it. And I think there's some points there, like, that team is stacked. The 12 women that got picked or 10 women, they're all great players. They're all Hall of Famers for the most part. They're really good.
Yeah. And they're gonna win. They're gonna win.
They're gonna win
very
regardless.
easily because the competition is not the same. I mean, even the men's are going to be pretty dominant, but it's possible that you can get a European team that has Luka or something on it that may actually beat them in a crazy situation, right?
Women have lost in like 7 terms. It's been a long time,
right?
In fact,
but it's even more of a gap of talent. Yeah. So like even my position is not put on a team, they need her. No. This is purely for me. Marketing, it's promoting, it's the more intelligent. Like
it doesn't make any sense.
It don't make any sense.
And the last thing I want to add to this is, it's hard to take somebody off that team. And there's also somebody mentioned synergy and in the chat and like that in basketball that's a big deal. And when they were putting together this team and like figuring it out, Caitlyn Clark was still at Iowa and she wasn't able to make those tryouts or those meetings. So there's other things going on that was probably part of this decision making. But Chelsea Gray is one of the women that made the team. She hasn't played 1 game this year. She's been hurt. So it's really easy to look at the roster and say, man, that team's stacked. All right, Caitlyn, maybe you don't deserve it. You can take Chelsea Gray off and say, let's put Caitlyn Clark in because we want exposure. The women have been asking for exposure. They get it and they don't know how to act. And I think that's a fair thing to say. They're getting in their own way out of jealousy, and it's really bad to see, in my opinion. That's my take on it. So
it's not even just the players, the weird comments they throw out there, which I understood, but it was very odd because when Wemby was about to come in, they didn't say, well, I don't know about him. He's going to handle it. And I don't know he's going to handle the physicality. And the guy is a toothpick, but they saw him. Like Giannis was like, yo, this guy's going to be amazing. Other players like, yo, this is crazy. Like they're looking at the man's talent. And they're not saying, well, I don't know if he's going to be able to handle it. Or if you saw Zion, or Zion looked like a man before, but other players, you don't hear that. And I don't want to make it a men versus women thing, but there's something about women and the way they approach competition and people, and I guess another woman doing something. Could be out, and the only thing I could think of is there must be some level of I'm annoyed that she has the 7-figure shoe deal and AJ Wilson didn't have it, and she's been dominating, and all these other players that people really should care about because they've been dominant for 10 years, and then this woman comes in, and now all of a sudden they care, and then again, which doesn't help, conservative media want to rally around a sport and a player that they don't care about. Or at least the sport. They don't care about WNBA. They don't. So all of a sudden now that they do, she's being targeted. And then I think with a congressman trying to look into, I forgot what it was. Such a bizarre story. I'm like, is that what you're going to spend your time on? Worrying about Caitlyn Clark getting targeted?
Do you think it's become political in a way that it shouldn't be? Do you think that we're playing that left, right, and that doesn't have like a place within the WNBA, or do you think that there's something to be said for the divide? Because I think there's a divide there with the pro or the hate, and then the pro of Caitlyn Clark. You know what I'm saying? What do you think that should be in there or not?
I think it shouldn't, but it is definitely everything's political, right? Everything, everything. Watching the Barbie movie is political for some reason. We've incorporated in our lives. It's pretty sad, But I like this comment from I can't see it. Oh, L LT HUD. I think I have that right there.
Yeah.
Most hate comes from her fans' expectations. Now, I do see some of that where, you know, they probably thought, as some people sometimes to a fault, you think this person's going to come in and drop 30 every night.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that it is a rookie and you got to go through the rookie wall. And she does turn over the ball a lot.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times where she's passing the ball to people and they're turning over the ball and it goes to her, but it's like that wasn't necessarily all her fault. Same thing with the quarterback throws it. He's like, man, that guy should have caught that pass. Now the quarterback gets that turn, gets that OT, and it wasn't necessarily his fault. So I do see that there may be some fans that are a little bit over confident in her abilities, that she's going to come right in the league and drop 40. So I do see that point as well.
Yeah.
But for me, as a pure marketing and promoting, you're going to, where's the Olympics going to be?
It's in
Paris?
It's in Paris.
National, international exposure.
It's just weird.
Having Caitlyn Clark, you don't have to play her for a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
Just put her in, she'll shoot a few threes. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Some people seem to think that part of the reason might have been that she wasn't on the team is because if you put her on the team, okay, it's exciting, right? You get this buzz. But she's not starting on that team. She's not playing significant minutes.
Right.
So then all the people that love her are going to be like, why are you playing her? It's going to become a distraction. So I think there's a distraction element here that I can respect as somebody that's running that organization, the USA women's team, and that's separate from the NBA. There's ties, but there's separate people making those decisions. And I think from a standpoint of not being a distraction or not wanting it, I understand it on some level. But what I still can't wrap my brain around is these women have wanted attention, and they're saying we deserve attention. The product's good. Look at Asia Wilson and this and that. And the minute they start getting it, they don't want that. They don't want that one. They don't want that. No. They're like bitter that we weren't watching 3 years ago. Well, it's different. Things change, right? So, and another thing is, like, if you think about the dream team of 1992, okay? Christian Laettner, a rookie from Duke coming out of the championship they just won, made that team. Now, Isaiah Thomas didn't make the team. Isaiah Thomas was more deserving to be on the USA team than Christian Laettner. Now, some people say Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. People are like, we don't want Isaiah, Yeah. But a lot of the players didn't like that Christian Laettner made that team. Christian Laettner barely played on that team, right? So I'm saying that because putting her on the team would have been similar to when the Dream Team put on Christian Laettner. Wasn't really deserving, but they put him on because it was kind of marketing. He was kind of a rookie, great college career, good-looking guy. Like, let's put him on the team. So it's weird because, like, I can see both sides, but history has shown us you can put a rookie on a team for marketing if it makes sense. I just think the WNBA missed out on tens of millions of dollars in viewership, merchandising. I mean, we're talking that, for the WNBA, that's a lot of money. So it's weird that they didn't make the decision and say, let's grab a hold of this. Let's ride the wave of the media, the popularity. Let's give the fans what they want. Let's give the haters what they want. And I think good people that make tough decisions should have put her on the team. That's just how I look at it. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. I think she would have been welcoming of it too. I think she would have said yes. You know what I mean?
So, the NBA would have put the hot shot, a rookie that's gaining a lot of attention, if the rookie was playing well enough to be near. And then the way Caitlyn Clark numbers represent, other than the turnovers, it seems like she's able to hold her own.
She's going to win Rookie of the Year. She's having a solid year. She's not having a great year because the team's really bad. She's having a solid year. She's having a Rookie of the Year, and it's been pretty good. But the turnovers, like you said, have been really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and they need a whole new coach, a whole new team. I do see the lower hour. I think it's unfair to put so much on her. This is her first year. I understand that, and I understand the fact that she came right out of college, started playing professional ball. But I think it's what I'm saying, it's about appearances. She won't play. She doesn't need to play. The team is dominant. It's basically she's just traveling around to promote the game. That's what the Dream Team was about.
Yeah.
Promoting the game of basketball.
Great point.
So to promote
globally too.
Globally. That's why what deal did NBA signed recently? $7 billion, like something outrageous.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah.
For the TV deal, because TNT is out. I actually look it up real quick. They reached another like multi-billion-dollar deal.
Crazy.
Because the NBA had to push the product.
And that's how the players make their money. That's how these guys that are just average now are making $40 million a year, $20 million a year to sit on
$100 million a year.
Yeah.
$100 million contracts are no longer there's a bunch of players that are overpaid, but because there's so much money involved.
I mean, put her on the team. She's going to be a great spokesperson for the WNBA. Even as a rookie, she is. She's saying the right thing. She's handling it correctly. She's making herself available. She's a fucking baller. She goes out there. She's competitive. She is what you want. Unfortunately, for some, she's the face of the league, and they don't like that because A'ja Wilson is a far better basketball player right now. It's not even close. A'ja Wilson is so dominant and so great for the game, right? Breanna Stewart too. There's 20 girls that are better than Caitlyn Clark right now. But if you want more money, women, you put that girl on the team. You let her be a spokesperson globally. You let the jersey sales, the viewership. You then allow more people to see A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart. By not putting her on the team, you're not getting what you deserve and what you ask for. So it's just a really bad.
Nope. Yeah, move. I mean, most people do not know the players that you just mentioned. Clark.
But they would. But my point is, right, they would get to know them, and then you're going to get to understand them, and you're going to have other young women. Oh my God, A'ja Wilson's so great. Breanna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu plays very similar to Caitlyn. Oh, now there's another chick that can shoot these threes. Oh my God, I like Caitlyn Clark, but now I just found 4 of the players I really like. Mom, can I get that jersey too? She plays for the Liberty. Oh my God, Diana Taurasi's the GOAT. Oh, I like her. I mean, they dropped the ball. They fumbled the bag. I mean, it's just very odd to see women coming at each other like that, and they're hating.
Is it weird?
Because they've been asking for it, and they get the golden goose, and they're putting the golden goose in the fucking.
I'm just saying, is it weird?
I know.
I don't want to be that kind of person. So yeah, I just want to look up real quick. The NBA's new TV deal is worth $76 billion.
That's crazy. Wow.
So yeah, wow. I guess the WNBA don't need to care about money when the NBA is making so much they can continue subsidizing this sport when maybe they can have their own huge, crazy promotion deal. But
think about it. They would have made more money. It would have been able to continue to grow the brand with the trajectory, and these women would then also get more money, which they deserve, right? So then they don't have to go overseas and play. They don't have to extend their season. They take care of their bodies more. I could talk about this for hours. Like there's so many, the ripple effect of her not making this team. I don't think the people really understood it. And I'm not a business savvy individual, but I think it's very clear to see if you want to make more money, you have to do certain things when the opportunity is in front of you. And it's not like they would have been compromising their integrity or their morals Chelsea Gray made the team. She hasn't played one game this year. So you're going to tell me she's earned a spot? She hasn't done anything. So it's just weird. They fumbled it, man. And I hope they get it back. So maybe she'll be an alternate. Maybe there'll be a way they could make it up, because at the end of the day, if you want to make more money, you want more exposure, there are certain things you have to take advantage of when the opportunity is in front of you. Right. And I think they miss that. So
yeah, because I know it was all about competition, and it's a business, it's an entertainment business here to make money. And with her not on a team, and as we all know, the women's team dominates the sport anyway.
Yeah.
Who's watching that?
Yeah.
For what? I mean, like I said, you don't know, Clark wouldn't play that much anyway, but at least maybe the chance that she may play, you may watch it. Like I said, it didn't get exposed to other athletes, but I think in my opinion, they're gatekeeping. They want her to, I guess they said, earn it, but at the same time, they have the luxury to do that because the NBA pays their bills. Yeah. And unfortunately, for real businesses, they're not able to go decades without a profit. But the WNBA is a charity, I may not want to hear that, but it's a charity because they're not making enough money, and the NBA subsidize their existence.
Yeah.
So now, again, they have the opportunity where they're getting 20,000 people to go into a building to watch a player, and they're like, nah, screw that. Watch this other person. Who's the other person? I don't know the person's name.
Yeah, it's not 20,000 for like opening night. It's 20,000 a few times this year. 18,000 night. It's been people aren't yet bored of it, but I do think there's a part of our society that likes the drama. Clearly, we like the division. We like it to be political because people are enraged. They have an opinion. We like the black, the white. We want, this country is known for that, and I think unfortunately the WNBA has felt victim to us as a people and how we are as a society at times to like the drama and follow it, because Angel Reese plays a part in this. My hot take is I think both of them should have made the team. If I'm the decision maker, both of those women are on that team, both of them, because they're the one pushing the needle, and they're both good enough to make the team. It's not like this isn't Team Tebow, getting a shot to play baseball and this, and people like Tim Tebow. He's a Christian. He's a good looking dude. No. These women can ball. They're hoopers. They can play. They can add value to that team. So I would have put, if I'm the decision maker, both of those women I'm inviting both of them on the team, and I'm going to have a clear conversation with why they're there. You're going to play. You're going to earn it through practice, but you're here to help us grow this brand. And you guys are rookies. This is how you're going to earn your.
Just chill. Just learn from the vets.
Exactly.
You travel with them. You learn how to represent the sport properly. I think Caitlyn Clark represents it. She's more modest, but also you need the flamboyant of Angel Reese. You need a little bit of everything, right? Like the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. You need someone a little more flamboyant, someone is a little bit more reserved from the country. You need everything because you need to bring everyone into the fold. But you know what? If those two couldn't make it, if Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese couldn't make on a team, Cameron Brink should have been on this team.
Why?
Starting.
Why?
Because her ability to play basketball is unmatched. It's breathtaking. I watch her a few times actually, and
she's actually really
the way
good.
she handles herself. Excuse me, what?
She's good too.
Yeah. She's. What do you mean she's good? What are we talking about? We're talking about the basketball ability of Cameron Brink. Very big fan of her. She should be on the Olympic team, starting. Maybe she could just walk and carry that torch. Whatever they do.
LT said it, Cameron over Brittany. What's interesting and ironic, we forget 4 years ago, Brittany Griner had a weed pen in her bag and was in Russia for a couple of years.
Oh yeah, right? let's talk about that real quick. Go ahead. She's on the team.
She makes the team, and she doesn't even want to stand for the flag.
That's
crazy.
The problem is I know it's different positions, but there's no one better than Brittany Griner.
It's not
on foot to go on the team.
Brittany Griner's off the team. Angel Reese or Cameron Brink. I forgot about her. That's a great. You put her and instead of Chelsea Gray, you put Caitlyn Clark. I could have constructed this team because all the other choices are phenomenal.
Right.
But you take those two away, you put those 2 or 3 in. You have Cameron Brink. Maybe she don't even play. She's just a model for the team, and she's holding the flag. I mean, the viewership's amazing. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, LT Hut said Griner hasn't proven herself since that event, so she hasn't played well or dominated. I know it's been back. Does she have injury issues? Like what?
Injury issues. She's played well here and there, but injury issues, and she's not as dominant like she was back in the day. She's a little bit older as well. So this team is put together. There's a lot of star power as far as the WNBA is concerned. A lot of big names.
Right.
I think all of them, with the exception of maybe one of the women, have all played on the team in prior years. Donna Taurasi, I believe this is her 6th time. She's won 5 Olympic gold medals. I mean, that's, I'm not taking her off the team. She's earned.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, I know some people said, but you can't. She's been. You always have like the elder woman. They've been there, they've done that. You bring them on the team and support. So I wouldn't say take her off the team, but that Brittany Griner is, and that's why the conservative media. You just gave him a layup. It's like you just laid up. It's a softball. Brittany Griner joins the team. After what she did, and got brought so much nonsense. But that's why they think that the WNBA is so far left in their policies, the way they speak, the way they communicate.
It is. I think it is. In my opinion, it's pretty left. As far as what they put out there, the socially and everything else, is pretty left, I think, in a lot of ways. Yeah. And I think Caitlyn Clark, without knowing her, I don't know her policies. I could care less. I think people assume that she's more right. I don't know, but I think the right just gravitated towards her for various reasons. There's some that might be obvious, some that might not be. I have, you know, it don't matter to me what you vote for or whatever, but I think clearly when you look at things, and a lot more eyes are on the WNBA now than ever before, casuals or not, right? And I think when you look at optically, when you look at certain things, there's definitely a lot of assumptions and things going on. But like you said, they gave them a layup with the proof.
Yeah, to put you know, and the only thing I can think of in terms of conservative, why they gravitated, she's straight. Apparently that's a big deal. Other than that, it just, race is always a component, especially if someone, you know, like Angel Reese doing the extra stuff. We criticize the way, you know, she was like, first of all right, you're doing that to her face, but she's not responding. So it's like, what's the point? Like, okay, you went back and did it again. Again, that's kind of weird. We don't, that was a little, like, you got too excited. And then Angel Reese talking about people look at me as a sex symbol. All you do is shake your ass on social media. What are you talking about? So like that part, I always have an issue with self-awareness. Like, she doesn't have it, which is young. Hopefully she'll have that. Like, I'm a sex symbol, but you sell Fashion Nova clothes. Like, you have no clothes on half the time. I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
But Cameron Brink, I don't think she's going to sit there and say, you look at me as sex, because she gets it. You know what I mean? Like, some people just understand, and some people need to have that to, I guess, come to Jesus moment eventually. But
I think that's a good point. You mentioned Angel Reese maybe not being self-aware. Caitlyn Clark seems to be pretty self-aware. I mean,
you can tell she's been, and she should. It's probably times she wants to like complain, but she's like, nope, I'm gonna just I'm playing basketball, no big deal. Yes, you pump bumps, you know, physical sport, and WNBA is pretty physical. They be fighting each other.
Oh,
there's not nothing out the realm. Now, someone getting pushed randomly like that, that was odd.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the person who did that. That was weird. And I was like, was this high school? Is it college? Like, that was weird.
But listen, them girls be going at it. It's just as physical as the guys. They go at it, man.
If Hannibal wears the eye, I'm assuming he's right. I can remember last time I had a jersey of anybody.
Have you had one ever?
I had one. Again, I don't want, you know what? This actually is a pretty good example. And Hector is not here. And I think we need to bring Hector. Actually, we need to bring a few some New Yorkers. I had the Jeremy Lin Sanity shirt. Now, I'm telling you why this is a good analogy. The Knicks, Carmelo Anthony was a hating ass hater because Jeremy Lin came in, had that great run, and all Carmelo had to do was like, hey, you know what? Come on, jump on, man. Just jump on. Let's ride this. Help Jeremy Lin. Yeah, he's doing his crazy stuff, but obviously he's limited. You know, bring him around your wing. Yeah. Help him be a better player. And you're like, nah, son, I don't want to do that. Yeah. And then, you know, that's why Melo has no rings. Embarrassed himself. But it's kind of like that. Like, you're hating because that someone's getting attention. You think they don't deserve it. And if for some reason, like, hey, instead of looking at it like, I can harness this, bring more opportunities for everybody, you just start hating.
It's that pride and ego, man. Women have it too, right? It's that the thing that they just don't want to, you know, it's weird. But what's weird about it is, like, with the NBA, at least people are still kind of, they're watching it. The guys are making money. The teams are making money. The WNBA is not making no money. The women have to play all year to make $1 million a year, maybe, right? So, I mean, they play 40 games in the WNBA, but they're still playing another 40 overseas. So they're playing as much as the men, making significantly less, but they're actually playing the same amount of minutes, same effort, right? The product's not the same, clearly, but they're fumbling the bag, man. The league's fumbling the bag, and I think they're letting some of these stars in the league, because they even talked about it when she was in college. I don't think they just embraced her. Not all, but some they didn't embrace her the way some would have liked. And I think eventually, because Caitlyn Clark's going to be pretty good, and she's got that instinct, and she's doing the right thing. She's saying, you know, doing the right things, saying the right things, acting the right way right now. And I think eventually she'll earn that respect, and she'll be fine. Nobody's worried about any of these. Nobody's worried about her. She's going to make her money off the court too. But the other ones that are saying they want money and they want attention, here you go. Just, you know, you're not always going to get it the way you want it. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's along in a way, and you're going to have to say, swallow that pride and be like, all right, you know what? But I'm here. Now that the people are watching and listening, all right, let me continue to ball so that I can keep them there. Right. So that's where they're missing the point. So
I agree. I agree with you. And, you know, as a NBA doing pretty well, it's $76 billion. And it looks like the Celtics are going to do this in what, 5?
Yeah, I thought Dallas was going to win yesterday. I had them winning. I thought, and they didn't. They didn't even cover. That's a whole other story. Anyways, yeah, that was rough. But yeah, Celtics. I mean, they got too many players. I mean, Porzingis had game 1, Drew Holiday game 2, Jaylen Brown's playing great. Jason Tatum's doing not great shooting, but he's doing everything else: rebounding, assists, playing good defense. Derek White's playing great defense. They got too many guys. And Kyrie Irving has played really bad basketball.
Yeah, what's going on with Kyrie? Not good. I mean, Luka is doing everything he could possibly do, and I don't know. Maybe is Kyrie in the Boston? He just doesn't. I don't know. Has he ever dominated when he played in that building?
He's 0-12 versus Boston since he left. He hasn't won. So
that's not good.
He's played Boston and he hasn't beat him. So it could be a mental thing with him. Who I don't know, but he hasn't performed well. Hasn't made 1 3-point shot. He's averaging almost 10 points less per game in the finals than he was in the playoffs. The first 3 rounds, 10 points is a lot. That swings the whole dynamic of this series. If he's just playing yesterday, if Kyrie Irving played to his average, the Mavericks win that game. So you know, it's the Celtics are just better. They're deeper, and they were at home the first 2 games. The home court's pretty big in the NBA most of the time. So
game 3, Mavs win. You agree? I'm betting.
I mean,
Mavs
listen. I text Hannibal the other day because I placed a bet.
I want to bring it up. I've lost money.
I'll bring it up. I didn't bet game 1. Or did I bet? No, I didn't bet. I bet the last bet I made was when the Timberwolves were down 3-0, and I was like, the Timberwolves are winning. They're not going to get swept.
Right, yeah. That was a good one.
I'm texting Hannibal like, you better put some money on this. Mavericks are going to cover 6.5. Then I put money down. They lose by 7. So at the end, the guy gets fouled. They don't call it. Luka has a chance to make a shot. He misses. We lose by a point basically because even if the Mavericks lose by 6, we would have won. So we took the L. But as far as game 3 goes, they got to win 1 game. I don't think they're going to get swept. Historically, numbers-wise, when a team's down 2-0 after being on the road, they go back home for game 3. The numbers are in favor of that home team of taking that 1 game. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to bet, but if I was, I would definitely bet Mavericks to win. I would think, but after last night, I don't know what to think.
I mean, thank you. I took your advice. I mean, you could have texted and said you want to lose money, but it's fine. I'm going to
lose as much as me. I'll just
no, I didn't go too crazy. No, you know me. I just small little bets just to move on.
Yeah,
I'm going with the momentum, the sense of urgency. Like I said, usually they come back to home. There's desperation. Kyrie's gonna have a much better game. He's gonna have a bounce back game, and Luka's gonna do. I mean, he's gonna do what he usually does.
And I think they'll. Anyway,
they'll win. They'll win game 3. That's the one game I'm pretty confident in, just by the momentum, and they didn't get blown out the way the first game was. It was a bit competitive, but at the same time, it didn't look like they were ever going to get over that hump. Because, like I said, the depth, the defense. Luka is doing this by himself. He's exhausted. And Kyrie just looks out of it. But I think they'll bring it back. But the biggest thing, I talked about this earlier, the last couple of days with you. As a New York Knicks fan, I'm really upset that this Porzingis guy is going to have a ring. I'm just.
It's going to get a ring.
I don't understand it. I mean, this guy. No, he never really amounted to what he was projected to be. And
he was supposed to be the savior. Kind of.
Right. And he was like the one thing that Phil Jackson did that was like decent, right? When he was first drafted, everyone thought that Phil Jackson was like stupid. Like, you know, he was doing. No one knew who this guy was.
I forgot about that time. He was there and he kind of messed them up a little bit. Didn't he? A little. Or
Well,
no?
he drafted some decent players, but most of the draft picks did not pan out.
Yeah.
I guess he tried to force the triangle thing. It didn't. You didn't have the pieces to. You didn't have Kobe or MJ, so that kind of
Melo was there though, right at that time, right? Was Melo
a little bit? Yeah, I think so. And I don't think Phil Jackson liked Melo because I don't know. It's interesting, right? Because you could say MJ could be like the black hole, right? At one point, or Kobe. But Phil Jackson was able to talk to them and explain. And also, there was also like other Hall of Famers that those players can trust. But I don't think he ever really was able to get through to Carmelo that you can't just always hold the ball in ice all the time. Like Carmelo's like, nah, son.
Yeah.
So I think it just didn't work. But for KP, man, like, yeah, it didn't work out. He didn't want to be in New York. And I guess I understood why he didn't want to. The team was garbage.
It was bad.
But you would think, like, man, you got drafted here. All your people are here because New York has everybody, all the ethnicity. But he was like, nah, I want to get out of here. And then he went over to Dallas and then got booted off when they already had their own European superstar. But he played well in the first game. He's probably gonna have another good game, at least one or two. Yeah. But it's cool. I mean, there's no pressure. He was never a number one option. I think we thought he was gonna be the savior. He's not. So, but it's a little annoying. It's a little
annoying. I mean, listen, New York's been taking L's, bro. Y'all been taking. I mean, Darren Waller's retiring. The guy we talked about, the tight end, he's done. He announced that.
Hopefully he's okay. I mean, maybe.
I know. I worry.
No more hits to the body. And worry about. I don't know. Like it's like substance abuse. The more pain you hit, the more pain you have, the more you take to kind of numb everything. Obviously, he's going through a divorce, and I've never been divorced. I think it's one of those things that I don't know if enough men talk about. How it's a big deal, obviously, because it's a I think who talked about it? Damian Lillard talked about it real briefly.
Did he?
About
he's married, right?
He was. I think he got divorced, and he was kind of a little bit about and obviously moving, going to Milwaukee. How so like some people think, these guys, they're so wealthy, they'll just move on to other. It's not. There's definitely some issues because they can get a lot of women, but the women may only want them for their money. They're not. You have to have a trust, a connection. It's it's more involved than that, right?
Yeah, and money's not going to fix your emotions. We all have emotions and feelings and wants. Money doesn't. Right. Because you got money, if you get divorced, doesn't make the divorce better necessarily. It can make certain things easier. Financially on both sides, but it doesn't make how you feel about that relationship ending better. You know what I mean? Just because you got money. I don't know. The Darren Waller things, I worry about him, man. I hope he's all right. I hope he's got a good support system and people around him. Because obviously he has, those substance abuse issues he dealt with, and he's sober and things. And sometimes, when you're going through major life changes and it's very public the way it is, and he's responding the way he is, it's like, you just hope his mental state's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully he has something else to do, because it seems like that's another thing too, where you've been doing the same thing for almost your entire life, and now you're a civilian now. You have a lot of time in your hands. You don't have that regimented, structured thing. That music video was. If he cares about his musical career, just go study music. Don't just sit there with a pad and start writing and going to booth. Study it. Like a lot of these, we don't look at it because you just look at the videos. Kanye can he can command many instruments.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne. I know everyone thinks Lil Wayne is kind of weird. He could play multiple instruments. Like these people are like musical geniuses. Yeah. They study music. It's not just get into the booth and start spitting out bars. Like, you have to understand music, what works, what doesn't work. Like if you really care and he has the resources, learn about music, not just rap or whatever, learn about music. Cause that's another thing too about a lot of great artists. They love all types of music. They're not just sitting there looking at what Drake does. I want to do that.
Musical influences usually are very eclectic, right? They're all over what they like and what they're sampling from. And shout out to Ye. I think he just turned 47. He had a birthday, I think, this weekend. Or
well, there's some accusations about Ye. We haven't talked about that. We
I
could talk
haven't.
about that on Wednesday.
Maybe we should. I haven't heard a lot. I've heard a little. I haven't
Yeah.
really. I'm not up to date with that, but I knew
Yeah.
I saw something where it was his birthday or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it's his birthday, but we'll figure. We'll talk about that. Get that man a vocal coach.
no, I
Something.
and a vote.
No,
What's it called?
nobody's okay with Daniel Jones at quarterback. No, I'm not too happy with that either.
No, hold up, stop. I gotta give Hannibal some shit here because he was calling Daniel Jones the best thing since sliced bread, white sliced bread, like last year. He was all on Daniel Jones. Oh, we won a playoff game. He's a bum. Bum.
I don't know what's going on. Why is he regressing at camp? I think I heard some stories about him not doing well in camp, which is not good.
Did they draft? Who did they get? They didn't. Did they draft somebody or they got a free agent? There's somebody else on that team that could play this year. I can't remember who it is.
I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you this real quick. There's. I just saw this. I popped it up. So Daniel Jones is named the quarterback most likely to be benched.
Oh, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. Okay, look at that article, Hannibal. Who's the backup? It's a name. Who's the backup on that team?
They didn't. They said many expected the drafts to draft Jones' replacement. They went with a wide receiver. Did they get someone else?
There's a free agent or somebody that's kind of a veteran. I think.
Drew Lock.
Oh, Drew Lock. They got him from Denver, right?
So then no, they don't. They got him and DeVito.
Okay, yeah,
no Saquon Barkley. So they kind of setting him up though.
Dude.
Okay, they got him a wide receiver. Is he good?
No.
Malik Neighbors.
Oh, Malik Neighbors he's a dog. He's a beast. Yes, Malik Neighbors.
6 foot, 200 pounds from LSU.
He's good. Yeah.
Does that gonna replace Saquon? No. I'm screwed.
Different position. Plus, he's a rookie. He got nobody throwing him the ball. So
he does have someone to throw.
Who's gonna throw him the ball? Who's gonna throw?
Well, you know what? Giants gonna win 7 games.
Great. That's not getting you to playoffs.
I know that, but
okay. So for the third year in a row, right? Who's winning more games?
Bears? Oh, come on. Nah, I don't got time for that.
Bears.
First of all, I'm gonna look up some articles about your guy. I didn't hear too many great things about him in camp. Are you worried?
I haven't on purpose. I have not been following yet.
Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you. Never mind. He's doing great.
And I know Caleb Williams paints his nails and wears the women's clothes. So I'm trying to figure out, am I going to like this guy? Is he my quarterback? I'm going to wait. I'm waiting.
All right. Well, don't look up any news about him and what he has done in camp. Forget it. Just actually, I don't know. He maybe I think it was a quarterback. I don't know if it was some Washington. Apparently that was bad. There's some bad news in the it's just going to be Eagles and the Cowboys in our division. It's not even worth talking about.
And the Chiefs are going to be really good again. They drafted well. They got the Chiefs are going to be there again. So it's crazy.
Yeah, you think Chiefs going to make it again?
Oh yeah, man. I think so. I think it's one of those 49ers or Baltimore. They got Derrick Henry now. I mean, that's
going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm excited. There's a good NFL season coming on.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I actually found this really interesting video. It's kind of a relationship video. I just saw it real quick about women and their lack of hobbies that can influence them to cheat. So it's about a minute video. We'll put it up right quick.
Okay. There's a guy on here who I can't stitch his video, but he was talking about how be careful with girls who say you're boring. And I couldn't agree more, because it's not that. If your girlfriend's telling you you're boring or she's not entertained, he was saying along the lines of that she'll probably cheat on you. I could agree. And here's another thing. How come you ladies don't get hobbies? Like watching Bad Girls Club and smoking isn't a hobby. And don't get me wrong, I've been cheaping it up. Work out, read, play basketball. Dude, find a hobby. Why don't you paint? I feel like there's a lot of things that you can stimulate your mind with. I feel like the more you start doing things and worrying about yourself as well in a relationship, when you're a woman, the relationship flourishes. If you're looking at your man as the only source of entertainment, that's bad. That's a very codependent thing. And there's nothing wrong with like you and your man being together and stuff all the time. But if you're saying you're bored all the time, there's nothing you could do to feel fulfilled, that's not a good thing. That void's going to be filled with dick.
Did she say it's going to be filled with dick? Is that what she said?
Yeah, if you're not fulfilled in other ways, you can fulfill
That's
with
funny.
dick.
That's funny. That's actually
What's your opinion on that? Again, it can go both ways, but women hobbies. What do you think?
I think men and women need to have things that they do for themselves in a relationship. If you're married and you're always up the other person's ass, or you're bored, or you're not challenging one another, or if you don't have your girls' night or your guys' night, like, you have to have separation so that when you come together, it's a little bit like exciting. So I think if you're a chick and you ain't doing shit and you're sitting home all day and you're bored and your man ain't taking you out, or he ain't doing this, and you're bored and you ain't got no hobbies, I think there's some truth to what she's saying. I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the
I
guys
think
too, I think guys do.
Right.
I think guys get bored and they do too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to have, I think we can't, I don't think it's good to lose yourself in any one individual. I think you still have to have your own little hobbies, your own little things you're interested in. Sometimes maybe they're related to your relationship and it's a shared thing or a shared hobby or interest. But I think it's good to have something that you can have for yourself so that you don't lose yourself just for somebody else, so.
Yeah, I think when you are bored, you tend to take chances. Not take chances, you're just bored. You're looking for some level of stimulation. And I don't know, do people have hobbies? Like men, the hobbies go to either you're playing sports, you're playing some video games, or maybe if you're able to fish, you're able to do something to kind of get the mind going, go work out. So and I don't know, like women, they read. I mean, some go to the gym. What else they do? Raise kids. That's not a hobby.
That's
What
not a
else
hobby.
do women do? What else they do?
Do they knit?
I'm around them with it.
Book clubs?
All right.
Knitting?
Knitting.
I mean, they do. They do what they do. I don't know what they do. I don't know what my girl does. I have no idea.
All right, women in the chat, what do you guys do? So I know they read, because she reads all the time. You watch TV, and that's a hobby.
TV is not a hobby.
No,
TV's
what is it? It's just to be entertained.
It's
all right. So we need
yeah.
So
it could be sports. It could be tennis, or it could be a sport thing. It could be working.
Oh,
out.
yoga. They
Yoga.
love
My girl
doing
likes
that.
to work out. She likes to work out. She likes to, I don't know what she does.
read this comment here from Bobby.
Extramarital affairs sound like a hobby. It's called intimate networking. I mean, I can't argue with you on that necessarily. Yeah, I don't know. Let me ask you this, Hannibal. Do you think women cheat as much as men? They just get away with it more. What do you say about that? You think so?
Yeah.
I think so. I think women
men are just stupid and make mistakes and get caught. And
yes.
Yeah. But I think women do it, and they're just a little smarter at it. They a little more discreet, and it could be, but they still probably have the same reasons. They're not, like I said, it's possible that their mate is not giving them enough attention, or they constantly need attention. And women don't necessarily have to go and get it, hunt, compared to a male that has to do it. Usually at work, someone's talking to them. If they're going to the coffee shop, or if they're going to school, or anywhere where there's men and women, they don't have to work hard. Just post your picture on Instagram. So for them, they don't have to go out their way and be, try to hunt compared to what a man has to do. So it's definitely easier to have that. But I think we all need hobbies. When you're raising kids, what you do, you try to put them in activities to get keep them out of trouble. Because when you don't have those type of hobbies, you tend to do stupid shit. So I think, like you said, it does go both ways.
I think boredom can be bad for people. If you know what I'm saying, like, it's okay to be bored in a situation, but you have to have something to look forward to. That's kind of like my thing about, at least for me in my life, personally, if I'm being selfish, I think selective selfishness is a good thing sometimes, as long as your partner is understanding why you're doing what you're doing. But like, you gotta have something to look forward to. So if you're a woman, you gotta have something. It can't just be kids and this and that, or it can't just be your job or a TV show you love. You gotta have something else that's stimulating your mind and body or whatever, that's not sex, not cheating, right, Bobby? You know, but you know, I think you know, it's okay to have something for yourself. I need that. I know for me, it keeps me going. It keeps me motivated to have things to look forward to that aren't necessarily just family or about my chick, right? Or about work. You got to have something for yourself, you know?
Yeah. Marion said, I meet my friends from church and during the summer play softball and volleyball. That's awesome.
Nice. There you go.
We all need to try to get, I mean, I should get more, at least more physical activity. Jody says, I think men cheat more. The interesting thing is it does look that way, right? The way they get caught, and sometimes people are just really outlandish with it. But you'd be surprised, and maybe just in my experience, those you think are not, you'd be surprised. I'll say that. Like, and they'll have the social media post, and they will look like they're smiling and happy and all that stuff, and maybe they are at that moment, but you'll be surprised. You'll be like, "Wow, really, her?"
I think men cheat more physically without having the data.
I think we just talking, I guess.
Yes,
opinions.
Men cheat more physically. I think women cheat more emotionally, and I think there's something for that. I think you can look at a guy just I'm gonna have sex with this chick, my coworker or whatever, right? And it's a couple times, or maybe it's an affair or whatever. But I think cheating can be emotional as well. There's an emotional attachment a woman can have with a friend of hers, a guy, a woman, or whatever. Like, there's emotional cheating where it's like they might not take it to the level of sex and physical cheating, but like they're emotionally attached and they're having deep, intimate conversations and phone calls and sharing things and being vulnerable. Some would consider that cheating, because if you're withholding that level of intimacy from your husband that you're having with somebody else,
right,
there's dishonesty there, right? So yeah, I think men might cheat more physically, but I think women cheat emotionally more than men do, in my opinion.
I like what Bobby said. Men try to cheat more. Absolutely. Like, the batting average is probably like 0.004. Yeah. But like a woman's batting average could be basically like Barry Bonds. Like, if they want to, most likely they can. You know what I mean? So that I definitely agree that men definitely would treat more.
We try. This is we're just a horny dog.
But don't worry. Like, if you know, like, if your guy is like has no game, you don't have to worry about it. Most likely he's not going to get anything.
He ain't gonna. He's striking out. He ain't Barry Bonds.
And especially and it is embarrassing sometimes. Like, I stopped doing this a long time ago, but the idea that you don't want to, like at work, bad idea. Don't do it. Gig work, all that stuff where you going in, don't bother. Just keep it professional, especially when it's about your money. And there's not even a flirt. Like, no, I'm here to make money. I ain't got time for no nonsense. So I like those boundaries are very set, especially when it comes to make work or to work and make money. I think a lot of guys, even no matter where they are, they're still trying to like just focus on your money, because first of all, you're not getting there. You're not gonna get it. Don't bother.
That's a smart thing to say. You're always a smart one here. But listen, bro, it's summertime. The sundresses are out. These women are out here looking good in them Lululemons. It's hard out here, bro. It's hard. I was at the gas station today. I'm getting some gas. I'm in my chick's car, by the way. I'm getting gas. I'm looking like, damn, that's so beautiful. I'm just at the pump. Like, if I was single, I'd probably try to holler. I'd be like, hey, how are you today? Can I buy you a water? It's hot. I don't know what I would say. I got no game anymore. Yeah. But they're everywhere. Beautiful women are around, and we're pigs. So
as you get older, it's probably a little easier to control, right?
Yeah. Emotional cheating. What are you saying? Cute? What are you talking about, Bobby?
Bobby says, Pedro is too cute. Emotionally cheating. He's mostly cheating by calling you cute.
Listen, I mean, I don't know. If I'm being honest, it's something that you're talking about, like women having hobbies and things to look forward to. My chick, she don't work, so she's at home with the kid, right? And we have these conversations of like, hey, like we try to do date nights, we try to do this, and she has friends and she does things, but like it's something that is on my mind where I'm thinking like, man, like do I need to do more at certain times of the week so where she can do things that maybe she wants to do that's not about being a mom? So like it's interesting that you bring that up, because it's something that me and her even talked about. Something that I think about from time to time. Yeah. Because I don't want her to get lost in just being a mom. I don't want that to be her identity, which obviously that's a big part of who she is, a major part right now, especially since our kid's almost 3. She's a toddler. But like I want my woman to have like something for her. You know what I mean? Like something that she can just do. It's not about being a mom or being a partner. You know what I mean? And I think that's important because I have that. So I wouldn't want her to feel like some type of way because I have those things. I think like, does she think that she can have it, or is she, so it's something that we think about. So it's interesting that you bring that up.
Yeah. And it's good that that conversation is happening. So it's the communication lines are open to a point where like, hey, I you know what? I think I want to join this class of mountain climbing or something. It's gonna, and then be like, all right, hold the baby. I'm gonna do this thing, and so like at least because that's the problem I think with the relationships that go in down south, right? Goes in the bad direction. Communication stops, and there's resentment, and it's all a bunch of nonsense. And then you're in a chat talking about Pedro's cute. Things go in a different direction, right? Like those type of things go down. So yeah, at least have that conversation. I think we all need some hobbies. As you get older, like how do you make new friends? I mean, you like to talk to everyone. You just yell in their faces and stuff. And
I do. It's hard to make new friends. It's hard to make.
As you get older, you're like, my son go to the park right now. Well, not right now. It's late as hell. But he go to the park and then like in 5 minutes, he's talking to someone. And then they run around. They have a whole game. They got teams. As a man, you go walk. Hey, you want to be my friend? You're like, hey, what? Especially over here in New York, you can't do that. At a bar, yes. Anywhere there's alcohol and there's an event, you could have this. I don't think you have a friend, but you have some conversations, right?
You can have a conversation, but it's hard. I think it's harder for us guys as men. It's harder though to have like a new friendship as you become older because it's like, okay, I can meet you at the bar, we can talk, but like, is that really gonna become something? Is it gonna go past that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
should I ask? Should I ask? Like, is this all we're gonna do? Is this it?
Is this it?
Like, is it more gonna like the name of like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, never mind, forget it. This is the wrong way of explaining it.
Well, I think the thing I like about our friendship is that we're very far away and we've seen each other a few times, right? But like we can still just chat or text or voice chat, and it's we have a lot of common interests and we have things that we challenge each other about. So ours is different. It was cultivated on the online, which is weird if you think about it. But like it's interesting because we're talking about like, how do you have a new friend as you become older? We have that, but like what we have isn't even normal, I think. Would you agree with that? Like it's different. It's hard to like,
Well, I think it's just how things are communicating through the internet. Like I think it's possible to have strong friendships and stuff like that on the internet compared to, like back in the 90s where there was virtually impossible. But people play video games multiple times a week, and you're playing with the same group of guys. Eventually, you're going to talk about your lives and talk about your family. So I definitely think it's possible. I think we need to definitely bring it more out of online and bring it offline if it's possible. I mean, we're kind of far, but if you're hanging out and there's a guy or a girl near you, and you trust them enough to meet them in a public place first. Obviously, you never know, but you should definitely bring it out of the online and meet someone in person, because I would say, and we've met many people, content creators and people who support the channel. So far, I would say 98% they were exactly who they were or the way they present themselves online, which is kind of cool because it wasn't like a big surprise, like, oh, this person acted in a weird way. It was like, oh, no, that's how you are. So that's good.
There's a little chat about the opposite sex friends thing. What's your take on that, man?
Would you allow your wife? Would your wife allow you? Yeah, I have no problem. Well, no problem, but for the most part, I think so. And again, we had this conversation a long time ago about.
I don't think
it possible.
I can have I don't think a guy can be married, have a friend that's a woman as a friend. I don't think it would ever really stand the test of time. That's my opinion, at least. But
so you don't have any female friends?
No.
I have.
Let me think about that. Right.
So basically, it's like a platonic relationship, meaning you have no interest in having any physical relations. I have at least 2 friends that I have. They're female. Now there are mutual friends, so I don't know if that counts. Does that count?
What do you mean
Like,
mutual?
so me and Carla have friends.
But it's Carla's friend as well.
Right. Does that count?
I don't think
that's not it.
No, because was that friendship because while you guys were in a relationship? That's how that friendship was formed.
Right.
So
I didn't meet this person before.
Yeah,
but I've hung out with them even when Carla wasn't around. Nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think that's a little bit different, but that's just my opinion. But I don't. Right. Dang, I ain't got no chick friends. Hold on.
You got no women friends, dog.
Today, but we smashed, and then we started shooting stuff, so it didn't work. Like,
all right. So you know, Pedro, you need to find some female friends, but platonic.
No,
that's your homework. Can you figure it out?
Nope.
You can't do it.
Yeah, no. I mean, it would have to be a woman I'm not attracted to. I just can't. I'm just being
honest.
Yeah,
I'm saying there is no. It's a clear boundary that you only you talk about. You know, it's a friendship. It's not anything sexual.
But why would I want this? Might get me canceled. What? Okay, hold on. Now there's YouTube people that I'm friendly with that are women, right? But I've met maybe one of them, but like I'm not talking to them even on a weekly. The YouTube stuff's different, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't know anybody in St. Louis that's a woman that I would be friends with or want to be. I don't know what we would have in common necessarily. Can they relate to me? Can I relate to them? I just don't need a woman friend in my life. What the fuck? Where you shut?
Control yourself. You know, but you know, I see why you say that, Pedro, because listen, I see Drake every 5 minutes posting pictures hugged up on Sexy Red. Maybe you should stay away from those St. Louis women. Maybe they're just too addictive and you just can't control yourself. And then you'll meet one that moves and rocks like Sexy Red. So
there is nothing from a friendship or a sexual anything that I would want from a Sexy Red.
I don't know why the most popular artist around and you're still not supporting her.
She might be the nicest person ever. I wouldn't know, but I mean, I just can't, man. I think she's got like a $sign tattoo on her cheek. I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
People, but for some reason, I think she must be nice because as much as we kind of make fun of how she looks and how she acts, and it looks like she's definitely an industry plant. But for some reason,
all these rappers,
she's on TV all the time. She's on all over the internet, and women like her stuff. You know, women, all types of women love the choruses. I never heard of a spitting bars, but that was it. It's the core. It's the hooks.
Yeah,
she can, and it's anthems. It's stuff that women want to, I guess, say. But then if you turn around and treat them that way, they get upset. So it's only in the realm of. Yeah.
What did you see the rapper that said her booty hole was brown?
Correct.
That's what women
want to say, but don't ever bring it up to them outside that song. They'll be like, get out of my face, unless you look like the person, good looking guy, and she attracted you. But she has those hooks, and that's what you need to do well in the rap game. And I guess any music, you got the hooks. No matter if the beat's the same and the song's trash, the hooks, the chorus, that keeps you going. So, well, I guess you're not gonna listen to any Sexy Red songs anytime soon, so it's all good.
No, I think the last time I heard Sexy Red, I think I was with you in New York, and like your friend.
Oh, he was like, that was a minute ago.
What is this? I'm like, nah, I'm good.
You out.
I had to go to New York to listen to Sexy Red, and she's in St. Louis, which is ironic,
That is funny.
Yeah.
The next game is Wednesday, right?
It is, yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll probably get on, and the game will be just finishing up. I'm going to put some money down. I think, at least the points for Dallas.
Well,
but I'm going full win though. I'm going full straight win.
You're gonna have to go money line. This is why I say that, right? Because I think the Celtics are going to be favored in Dallas. I think so. I think they might be favored by a point or two. That's what I think.
Before we end, let me look at it. Let me look up the line.
Look up. I mean, they're just playing too good right now. And I think even because they were favored by, I think, 11.5 game one. They were favored by 6.5 in game two. I think they're going to be favored by 1.5 or something.
Okay. I want you to look up your money line because I looked at one and it said Dallas is 1.5 favorite.
So it says Dallas minus 1.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
are you surprised about that one?
I'm not really surprised. I thought maybe Celtics would still be favored, only because they've just been so dominant. But the home court and the game 3, like we talked about earlier, is something to consider. So then you just got to go. I mean, you got to go money line. I mean, if you do the, I don't know.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything anyway.
Points is just 1.5 to me. I don't touch when it's that close. I don't do any. I just go money line because the odds are about the same.
But I can't stand Vegas because they're
so good.
They're so good at it. Man. So like you thought, damn, yeah, definitely going to have. I mean, they got it's 0.5.
That's
like,
great.
What's the point? But yeah, because they even understand like, man, the history of game 3s.
Yeah,
it's all about momentum. Usually the Dallas. So I guess if I put that down, I won't win a whole bunch of money. But yeah, I think I'll. Yeah,
I was sweating. Listen, Hannibal, I was sweating watching that game because I had Dallas -6.5. So I said, okay, I think that Dallas might win game 2, and if that happens, they cover. I'm good.
You definitely. I definitely agree with your logic. At least not you didn't explain it much, but the idea that there's no way they're gonna get blown out again. This should be a close game, even if Celtics win.
Yes,
they'll probably win by a few points, maybe like a play or two.
Yes.
But the fact that so many weird scenarios pushed you out of the the spread.
Pritchard hits the 3 from half court. That's 3 points right there.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
He hit at the buzzer, like so. And then
what was the point?
You know, and at the end, the guy gets pushed in the back by Jaylen Brown. They didn't call it, and Derek White blocks it.
Yeah,
that was a 5-point game at that point with like a minute to go. So if he goes to the free throw line, he hits 1 or 2. It's 4-3.
Yeah.
It, you know, it's just these Vegas guys.
It's rigged, man. It's rigged.
They come on money.
But it's all good. So yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday, probably watching the rest of the game. So guys, enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you Wednesday. Peace. Yeah, man, it's rigged.